I wanted to talk a little bit about how losses are tracked in the Civil War Brigade Series. So what I have here is a roster sheet for the Confederate Army in April's Harvest in the Battle of Shiloh. And if you can see Ruggles' division, we're just going to take a look at one of his brigades, Anderson's brigade. And in this first picture, he's got one hit, which is filled in, and that's a permanent loss. That's 100 men who are either wounded or dead, and they're not coming back one way or another in this game. And then the two slash marks represent stragglers, and those are temporarily out of action, but when you recover a straggler, you erase one of the slash marks. So in this next picture, I'm going to show what happens when you get a second hit. So what we do is we take that first slash mark and then change it to a solid filled-in box to represent a permanent hit. But then we move that slash mark on the end so that we still have that as a straggler. And as I mentioned before, when you recover a straggler in the straggler recovery phase, you simply erase off from the end of the list if there are any stragglers to recover. Now what happens is eventually, if you have a very bloody battle and you have no boxes left, say that they're all filled in and even the last few are all stragglers. If there's no empty boxes, that means the unit is not there anymore. So you take the counter right off the map. However, once you recover a straggler to get at least one empty box, then it can go back on the map with the rest of its formation and somewhat function again. One more thing that I wanted to show here is in the list of boxes in Anderson's unit, you'll see a check mark. And what that means is that once you have either a solid box or even a straggler that reaches the check mark, at that point, the only open box is after the check mark on the right side of it. That means the brigade is wrecked. And so it has a number of penalties in its combat and morale once it becomes wrecked. So, of course, it can recover from wrecked if it's simply wrecked because of stragglers. So if you can remove the straggler and have an empty box on the left side of the check mark, you will now not be wrecked anymore. So that's basically how we keep track of casualties in this game, and a lot of the games do reward victory points based on wrecked divisions and wrecked. Anyway, I hope that helps understand a little bit about tracking losses.